Hello, friends, and welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Hey, Levi.
Hi, Jen. How are you today?
I'm good. The weather was delightful today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good, Jen.
How about you? You want to talk about the weather? Or?
I do not. I want to get right down to business.
Of course.
So we are back on the MSQ again. What happened last time, Jen?
So last time we are called back from the Churning Mists by Sir Aymeric because there is a commotion in the streets. Somebody led in a whole bunch of heretics into Ishgard, and that's bad. So we rush back. Lady Iceheart goes with us. She tells her people to stand down. They're wondering why. This is quite a departure. She has no time to explain, however. She's just trying to stop the violence. After we stop the violence, Horshavant, we're able to kind of fill him in on what we've been doing this whole time. And we all go back to House Fortom to tell everybody else about what we've been doing this whole time, including Sir Aymeric. Sir Aymeric learns the truth about the founding of Ishgard. He's like, this cannot stand. And he says that he's going to go confront the Archbishop. The Archbishop, rumored to actually be his biological father. We all are pretty sure this will result in him being imprisoned at best, executed at worst. And right then and there, all of us in that room pledged to be loyal to Sir Aymeric and rescue him if need be. But we're going to need some people. And we decide to head to the Broom, the Forgotten Knight in particular, and speak to Tataru about who may be able to help us.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
And we do indeed find Tataru in the Forgotten Knight. Fortunately, it's unscathed from the recent fighting. The proprietor, Giblerant.
You're swapping some letters.
Giblerant. That's not swap-swaps.
Giblerant.
I said that. I swear.
Gillibrand, I think. You put the L before the B.
Whatever. The proprietor, Giblerant, had barricaded the door to wait out the fighting. And since we neglected to invite Tataru to the Fortom Manor retelling of our adventures, we have to tell our story again. With Tataru so apprised, she lets us know that the only thing she knows about the insurgents is that they are led by the Mongrel. And now, armed with Tataru's intelligence, we take our inquiries to the streets of the Broom. Jen, This is giving me PTSD from almost any tabletop RPG session where the players want to learn of criminal activities. And much like numerous groups of tabletop players, our best idea is to hassle random residents about their criminal connections.
Yep. And be real loud about it.
Oh, yeah. Predictably, we get stonewalled.
Is that like a dating app for felons?
No, Jen. We meet no known felons. We have no matches.
I see.
A broom starveling
There's a swiping of a different kind, am I right?
Oh my goodness.
Ayo!
A broom starveling swipes...
Swipes right on our ass.
Swipes right on our ass by saying, a mongrel, not sure I catch your meaning. To a blue blood, we're all dogs down here.
You better keep all that in.
I will, Jen.
Great.
We regroup with Alphino and Tataru back in the Forgotten Knight. Neither have had any luck.
So one of the people that we talked to in the room, we talked to 3 people because it's always 3 people, and one of them is like a kid, and he's hanging out with the other kids that are throwing snowballs. And I didn't notice this ever until maybe I did the first time. But when I go over to talk to this kid, his friends who are throwing the snowballs aim at me. They weren't aiming at me. As soon as I walk up, they turn around and they're like, "Oh, fuck you." So they're pelting me the whole time I'm talking to this kid.
Yeah, get out of here, Jen.
Yeah.
No one wants you.
And the kid, this is actually the first one to kind of allude to the fact that they do know who we're talking about. He's like, yeah, I don't know nothing. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Like, I see.
Sounds like they don't know anything, Jen.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Anyway, Tataru has a bit of a fixation during this quest segment. She keeps on talking about her skills in the Manderville art of parley.
Oh, no.
Did you pick up on this, Jen?
No, not at all.
You didn't do any of the side clickies?
Nope.
Okay, well, if you clicked on Tataru, she talks about how we should learn how to parley like her. And Jen, I believe that she's making jokes about the social conflict minigame from 1.0 that was called Parley.
Oh.
This game was re-released in A Realm Reborn as one of the toy chest minigames, which I think that you unlock by playing through the Hildebrand quests, hence it being rebranded as the Hildebrand or the Manderville Art of Parley. But back in the day, there was like this tile sliding puzzle game that you would do to resolve social conflicts.
Is this what happens in, like, later on in this quest that causes her to get chased by some dudes?
Maybe. Are you making a joke or being serious?
No, I'm being serious. Like, is she following the Manderville branded strategy of parley, and that's why it goes so poorly for her?
I mean, possibly. She is not at her best right now, to be honest, but this is not Tataru in her prime.
I see. Which is really interesting because she's been hanging out in the Forgotten Night this whole time. So this is like months now.
She had I don't think it's been months. Either way, though, she had a supervisor, being Giblerant. Regardless, so Tataru is like, hey, try parleying. But Alphino resolves to keep on pestering the Broom residents. If it hasn't worked yet, it's bound to eventually. But he sends us on a side mission to work with the proprietor, Giblerant, for suggestions.
Great.
Jen, this upcoming segment didn't quite work for me. It's a little bit too coy for my preferences.
Oh, with the mulled wine?
Yes.
Okay. I see why you would say that, but I think that's the whole point, is to be coy, to kind of in a roundabout way extract this information so that Giblerant is helping us find who we're looking for without him explicitly saying.
The thing is, though, that it's not, I guess that's the problem. It's like not clever enough by half. In a way, it's obvious what's going on here. It's just like a combination errand quest and lore dump together at last.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm at the fetch quest. I'm at the lore dump.
The combination fetch quest and lore dump.
So Giblerant is sympathetic to our needs, but he isn't going to spill it either. His customers expect discretion from him, and he will not betray their trust. Mm-hmm. But he has heard tales of us, and he knows we've done right by highborn and lowborn alike, so he will point us in the right direction. But we have to do something for him first, which is to go collect a debt from a hunter. This debt will be paid in herbs, legal. So we do the thing. The hunter's just up in the jeweled crozier. Giblerant accepts the herbs with a slightly cryptic, with a few other spices, I can make it just like she used to. There are few things which stir the hearts of men like a sip from mulled wine. Share a glass with the right people, and who knows what stories they'll share.
So while I was in the jeweled crozier, our boys, Emanelaine and Honorwa, are chilling. So I just went to say hello, because Emanelaine is usually kind of all up on the goss. Unfortunately, it is true today. So I say hello, and he says, I say, the tales they are telling in the streets. Lady Iceheart, infamous leader of the heretics, a ravishing beauty? They say her hair is white as ice. I wonder, what's the color of the hair? Honorwa, my boy, you're still here. Fancy that.
Goodness.
That's what I said. Goodness. So
also,
I said
half the population of Eorzea has white hair. It's not that much of a mystery.
Okay, bye.
So we bring the herbs back to Giblerant, and he mulls it up, and we now do our wine deliveries. Jen, if we check out this bottle of twice mulled wine, we find that this wine is cooled after its first mulling and allowed to sit for a fortnight before mulling a second time with a fresh muslin bag of spices.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Giblerant knows of a woman who lives in the Pillars, a maidservant to a noble family, who really enjoys this particular blend of mulled wine. Maybe we should deliver her a bottle, wink wink. So the woman, Haritha, accepts the bottle from us hesitatingly. We are a complete stranger. We just walk up to her in the streets. We're like, hey, here you go. But the smell triggers a whole host of bittersweet memories for her, which she shares. She remembers the woman whose recipe it was. The woman worked for a handsome, red-eyed, long-in-the-ear Baron, was completely in love with him. But Haritha knew her friend's love was unrequited. The Baron was only using her. Classic. Eventually, her belly began to grow, and it was an incredible scandal. An out-of-wedlock pregnancy was one thing, but this was a lowborn Hyur mother and a highborn Elzen father. Oof. So the woman was kicked out and lived in the room for the rest of her days until she passed away.
The broom.
What?
I heard the room.
Well, it's obviously the broom.
That's why I clarified.
Okay, lived in the broom for the rest of her days. When we return to Gibralont, he says, so, the amorous nobleman beds his maidservant, then casts her aside when the seed takes root. Not the most original tale, is it? Cold comfort for the women and children who live it, though. Well, Gibralont has more wine for us to offer the people of the broom. Take Geraldieu, for example, a penitent man, a monk who offers succor to the poorest of the poor. If anyone deserves a drink, it's him. Again, the familiar smell of a distinctive wine unlocked memories of years past. He knew the woman Haritha was talking about, and he worked with her in providing aid for the poor, despite her being very destitute herself. She was a hard worker and took very good care of her daughter, but her daughter had a hard time of things, especially as a kid, because kids are cruel, and she was mixed. She knew what she was, and her mother died when she was young, and she had a very difficult time then, kind of, what's the term? Fending for herself. But eventually, she won them all over. So, I guess happy endings? Not really, I don't know. So we turn to Gibralont, and he has more morals of the story for us. So some bonds are thicker than blood, but blood still defines us and divides us in the end. It's the legacy of our parents. Warrior of Light, he says my name. It's the legacy of our parents, Otis. And we can't escape it no matter how hard we try. So the mongrel and her pups chose to embrace theirs, to proclaim it to all and sundry. If you can understand that, then maybe you can find her on your own.
Jen.
Oh.
We are now armed with the mongrel's pathos. Surely this wisdom will allow us to employ subtlety and tact in our search.
Indeed. Yes.
What do we do?
We're going to approach this with the same level of subtlety and nuance that Gibralont did, right? Absolutely.
We go back to the broom starveling, the same one, and now demand that she tell us of the mongrel. Surely if we describe the mongrel in question, she'll then understand our request.
Hey, yo! I'm looking for a red-eyed, black-haired, mixed breed. Point me in the right direction, would you please?
This is incredible, Jen. Like, this is fucking comedy.
What? We're so dumb.
And we get stonewalled again.
Yeah!
We report our failure back to Alphino and tell him what we learned.
It's like we've learned all of our interrogation tactics from Alphino.
We have. And Alphino thinks that we can use this descriptor now to spot her in the broom. Let's discuss how to draw her out with Tataru. Speaking of, where is she? Alphino has a sudden bad feeling about her fate. Back on the subject of tabletop deja vu, Jen, an easy tactic to get fumbling players back on track, if their only idea is to go, hello, fellow criminals, in a seedy neighborhood, is to escalate things with an ambush. Their quarry learns of their ham-handed investigation and launches an attack. You get the action moving again, and the players do get to come into contact with their quarry, just not in the intended fashion.
Ah, wow, really pulling back the curtain here.
And so we find Tataru fleeing from a couple of thugs, having failed her parley attempt, apparently.
Yeah, she's running and also trying to apologize at the same time. Who knows what the hell she said?
We are high up on one of the walls, and she disappears into a blind alley with them hot on her heels. We pursue, and we find Tataru cornered by these guys.
Yeah, we have a beggarly man and I think like a stinky man.
The attackers mark us as being wards of House Fortomp, but the expert diplomat Alphino goes, "You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help, and if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass."
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. God,
Let
read
us
the
help you.
room, Alphino. God damn.
Before things escalate further, a boisterous woman intervenes.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
Hilda!
Lay a finger on the blue blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
And this raven black-haired, ruby red-eyed, and vaguely half Ellison, half Huron woman shows up. This is Hilda. Woo, Hilda! Everybody loves Hilda! No, seriously, everybody loves Hilda. Yeah, she's cool. In so many words, she commands the bros to back off of Tataru, or they'll answer to her. It seems that our reputations have preceded us, and she asks why we, of all people, quote-unquote glorious heroes, are looking for her. But wait, before we chat, let's take it somewhere private. The Forgotten Night, perhaps.
And Hilda pays the bartender, Giblerant.
Nope.
Giblerant?
Nope.
Giblerant?
Yes.
To empty the place out, and we gather in private. Tataru helpfully offers to parley with them, which we decline. She is fixated, I'm telling you, Jen. You gotta click them peeps.
I guess. You know, like, Tataru, no. Change up your strat. Anyway, yeah, continue.
You continue. I'm gonna be talking all back half on side quests.
So, we fill her in, but this confused me. Well, it doesn't confuse me, but I'm just wondering, is Hilda already, like, up on this knowledge, or was she just paraphrasing what we all told her, and they just cut that out?
It was very clear to me that we explained and she paraphrased.
Okay, great.
It's the time passes type deal.
Right, okay. So she's like, all right, so this and this, this and this.
Yeah, so just to back up a bit, she pays the bartender, and then the scene fades. We cut back in, I don't know the proper filmmaking term, to an empty, forgotten night, except for ourselves. The two flunkies are with us too. The two, like, Sneaky and Thuggy or whatever. They're with us, and she's like, okay, so you're telling me that we're all noble blood, from Thornton himself.
It's the most, it's like when movies do this, you're offended because it's such obvious exposition.
But we already know the secret.
We already know this!
It's just saying, so you just talked to me for half an hour about this shit.
Right, yeah. And so I've gleaned this from what you've just said, and then Alphino formally requests that she join our cause in storming the vault, should Sir Aymeric be imprisoned. But before she can agree or disagree, we hear the doors above slam open, and the Forgotten Knight patron or pup or whoever that was standing by those doors and guarding them gets flung violently over the stair rail and just on the ground. And Cherry Bear... I'm so sorry.
Well, he should not be.
He doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced correctly. One of the Heavensward strolls in.
What in the hells?
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy. And what do we have here? The honored guests of House Fortomp consorting with the Queen of Rats. Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
I reckon Sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens I've got irons of my own.
She whips out her gun and starts blasting.
Yep.
But
No
sadly,
hesitation.
Sherry Bear is warded and the bullets strike a protective shield.
And then at this point, he invites us to catch him outside.
We oblige, and this is a solo duty.
Well, we have friends.
Yes, but
No, it's just us.
Jen's being pedantic.
Not a light party. So now a skirmish ensues between all of us at like right here in the square. There's the fountain, there's the congregation, the Forgotten. Like we're just in the middle of it, and we're fighting this guy.
Yeah, this
and his
fight
monkeys.
is not super hard. At least it was not for me.
Nope.
Okay, just very long, like very long.
Yes, because a lot of people like jump in. There's a bunch of there's healers that pop up. You got to deal with them.
So
and also,
Jen,
Sherry Bear is tanky.
For this fight, I was playing Monk because I'm trying to dump my MSQ XP into Monk right now, planning ahead for future job quests and all that.
Oh, look at you.
So I was melee only for this fight. And there are two main mechanics to note. The first one is what you mentioned. There will be healer ads that kind of just slip in from the sides.
Yeah.
They don't announce themselves in any fashion.
Suddenly you realize, wait, why?
Yeah, why is this guy not dying? And then you look around, you see the healer, the chirurgeon, and you go smack him down, and you resume fighting Cherubear. The other mechanic is this fire puddle that Cherubear drops all the time.
All the time. I just lived in that thing.
Same. Because I was a monk, Jen, I could not attack him in melee. At first I tried to dodge out of the puddle and wait it out, but it was always up.
Yeah.
So he said, screw it. And I just stood in that shit and I used the healing abilities to just tank the fire damage and said, fuck it. And that was fine. Did not have a penalty for doing so. Partway through the fight, Horschiffon stumbles onto the scene. He is horrified at first. Stop this, all of you. It is madness. Why are you fighting?
Yes, I agree.
But when his words fail, he joins the fray. And when we win the mechanical segment, Cherubear takes a step back. He compliments our skill. There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed. But Lucia has come across the scene as well. From the sidelines, she rushes him, making a lunging chop. But just before the blow lands, Cherubear backflips up in the air 40 or 50 feet, seriously, and lands on a nearby rooftop. It looks ridiculous in his robes.
He looks like a chess piece, which is like a little flared, hemmed perfectly with the floor, and it's just like a solid,
a little chess piece flared.
Like a bugle flipping
base.
Around in the air.
He mocks us from his up-high vantage point, then flips out of sight, and that's a that.
Also, when Horschiffon jumps into the fight, Cherubear, he goes, "How fitting, the noble bastard and the mongrel bitch." Like, disgusting. And then Hilda is all, "This mongrel bitch is going to put a bullet between your eyes." Yeah, girl. We can only hope. So anyway, after Cherubear flips away, Lucia confirms all of our fears. The Lord Commander, Sir Aymeric, has been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy. And the Heavensward has been ordered to take his place. So they have been given his authority in his absence. So those loyal to Sir Aymeric are still taking orders from Lucia. However, about half of the Temple Knights are not, and they have been ordered to gather at the vault, and they've done so. And Hilda is like, "Oh, it seems like they're bolstering their defenses in anticipation of something." Well, the something is us. So Lucia looks at Hilda and asks, "Oh, I take it you're in charge here?" And Hilda says, "Absolutely." And she goes on to say that Alfino was just trying to convince her to join the attempt, and she was moved slightly by his passion. But if we're going to make our move to shatter the status quo, she wants to be a part of it. And then Hilda turns to us. "Let me guess. You're wondering why I chose the mongrel, right?" Actually, no, it's pretty clear why you chose the mongrel. But you can explain why. So the story of Hilda's mother and so many others is an old one, and one they're sick of hearing. A noble creep throws his seed around, and the poor maid stuck with his baby is tossed out on the streets. But they're not about to punish all blue bloods. Some of them have done right by them, especially House Hylanart. But enough talk. Your friend's still rotting in a cell. Let's not keep him waiting.
JK, we will.
Aw.
So we are going to leave off here for today.
We're the assholes. Not Hilda.
Sure.
Great.
Jen, any comments before we move on to side quests?
I don't know. I feel like the final comment should come after the side quests.
All right. We will keep everyone waiting for a brief time as we do a side quest roundup. An absolute mess of side quests have popped up.
Oh, no.
Seriously, it took me 2 hours to get through them. And when I had finished, I noted that even more had popped up, but I was tired and said, screw it, I'll check them out for next episode if any are worth mentioning.
Did you literally do all the side quests in Ishgard?
Well, I have done every side quest up until now, Jen, because I've been keeping up with the pod, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I had a clean slate until we came back to Ishgard from killing Nidhogg. At which case more popped up.
Oof.
So these are all having appeared after we defeat Nidhogg.
Cool.
The main culprit to the time commitment was them weaponizing the shitty aetherite layout in the Kurthus Western Highlands. But I'll get there in a moment.
That's rude.
First, in Ishgard. I do like the Ishgardian side quests. Once in a while, the devs do put actual puzzles into the game, and it's hit or miss for me, but these ones are fun for me. The first side quest of note is fairly small time. There's a thief in the Jeweled Crozier, so someone has set out bags of counterfeit coins to bait them into stealing one. I assume counterfeiting currency is illegal in Ishgard, but that's beside the point right now. One of the bags has gone missing, and we have to track the thief. But because they've been rigged with small holes in the bottom, coins will fall out every once in a while.
Oh, I see.
So we're turned loose into the entirety of the pillars. No quest marker, just find the thief from the dropped coins. And this is fun just because you are not led by the nose to the next direction. You actually have to employ some awareness. It's not hard, but at some cases you cannot see the next coin from the first coin. So you have to intuit where you suppose they would have gone from the last location.
Fun.
Not too bad. Eventually you find them over by the airship landing. It's a small broom child.
Aww.
We scare her off and we go back to our counterfeit coin mastermind. She says, my heart goes out to her, it truly does, but stealing is simply inexcusable. If she's clever, she will know not to try something so foolish again. The end.
Oh, okay.
The next quest is more puzzly. A member of the clergy has ordered a volume of the 72 Articles of Hellenic Polity. The merchant has forgotten which volume they ordered, though, and doesn't want to be embarrassed, so they ask us to head to the Scholasticate and figure out which volume they're missing, mainly through inspecting shelves and asking circuitous questions. We ask several students what they are studying, and we get a lot of text dumps from which we can glean they're working on or missing a specific volume. And we get talked down to quite a bit for daring to show interest in this text as a layman. And Jen, I do admit I messed up this quest. I made the mistake of trying to overthink it. Because there's one tome that has been forever borrowed by a guy that is distracted by an indefinite side project. So I'm like, they must be wanting to replace the tome that one guy has borrowed and not returned forever.
Oh, no.
But no,
yeah.
It's just a simple logic elimination puzzle where you find every tome except what's not accounted for, and that's that. There's no context clues, just if there is
you do
some...
not need to think 2 steps ahead.
Yep, might be.
Yeah, that would have been cute, though.
Sure, but I should have known better. Either way, so I will not say the correct tome in case people, including Jen, want to do it. It's not like a twist or anything. It's just, find the unmentioned tome. That is the one that is missing. We report back to our merchant which tome he should be ordering. He says, thank you, my reputation is saved. The end. Now, we get sent back to the Kurthus Western Highlands. The hook is that a noble woman's brother has just disappeared without leaving so much as a note. He is friends with Redwald in Falcon's Nest, though, so we go ask for info and we learn that this guy just upped and joined the Convictors one day without telling any of his family anything. Classy. The Convictors, if you don't recall, are the scrappy group in the Western Highlands that are trying to gain status by killing a big enough dragon. We find the brother, and it turns out that he's so far down the line of inheritance that he does not favor his prospects, so he's going to gain fame by killing a dragon. He is very unhappy here, though. Quote, "Noble youth, this place shall be the death of me. Whatever made me think I could survive out here? It's utterly freezing. And I have to stoke the campfire myself? What poor joke is that? Where are the servants?"
Good grief.
Hardships aside, he's going to stick it out so that he can boss his family around when he returns triumphantly.
Whatever works, man.
So his moral character puts him right at home with the convictors.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
With that quest done, a ton of quests pop up in the Western Highlands. A reminder, Jen, we've done a shit ton of quests here so far when we were here for the MSQ. This is bonus round quests, and these are going primarily where you cannot go on foot. These are flight requiring quests. I guess you're like, all right, you got flight now, so you better use it. This is the part that took me most of that couple hours, because the quests send you repeatedly to the far corners of the zone, and the only aetheryte in the Western Highlands is in the southeast corner in Falcon's Nest. And there is so much travel time for every single quest, and they keep going and going and going. First, let's talk about the long linked side quest chain. This is supposed to be a narrative that's steeped in pathos, but the plot beats are so far apart, and there are so many fetch and kill shit steps that I was just annoyed most of the time. That and the MSQ events happening simultaneously straight up foil the climax of this quest.
Aw.
But enough talking around it. We find in the Convictor's camp there are two ladies, Margit and Aelith, who are chafing since their commander, Dominiac, has them hanging out at the campfire rather than hunting dragons. So they're going to go rogue. Most of the quest is about Aelith, who I did not become at all attached to, even though it kind of expects you to buy into her situation. She speaks matter of fact most of the time. "Yes, I'm Aelith. Who are you?" "Understood. I was just about to gather the troops."
Oh, okay.
Simple, short sentence, matter-of-fact statements. Except once per quest step, she gets worked up about something and exclaims something angrily, then walks it back. "I must rise above the fools inhabiting this realm." Pretend you didn't hear that.
Girl, just be yourself.
So we run to and fro from the Convictor's camp several times while she fails to kill dragons and wishes she had our skills. Eventually, she reveals her dark secret, which is that her beloved was framed for theft by a nobleman. The trial by combat was a farce, and then the nobleman died in the calamity, so she couldn't even take revenge on him. But now she wants to rise to the top of Ishgardian society to change it. But then her friend convinces her that she can change society from the bottom too.
No.
It turns out Dominiac is keeping them from fighting dragons because he needs them to do the more important work of supporting the front lines from camp.
Right, like cooking and
he
laundry.
He puts his toughest fighters in the rear, Jen, is what he says.
Oh, no, fuck you.
Margit says, just as warriors can make a difference from either the front or the rear of the battle, so too can we change Ishgard from either the top of society or the very bottom. I truly believe this and want to fight together with Aelith to achieve it. And bear in mind, Jen, these quests just unlocked, while simultaneously in the MSQ we are in the midst of a revolution, an attack on the seat of power itself. All the while, the moral of this quest is that we can work together and maybe someday begin to change society.
La la la.
There's also a weird second quest after the quest sequence after the la 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 moment, where there's going to be an imminent dragon attack. Can we, the Warrior of Light, divert the dragon while the Convictors muster their forces? Then we straight up solo the dragon. And Dominiac goes, "Welp, guess I should have seen that coming." And despite us doing the work, Dominiac leverages this into a moral victory. Quote, "I can only hope that this victory will draw attention to the fighting strategy that allowed it, the cooperation between the front line and the logistical troops supporting them.
How does he figure?
It will change the way the Convictors fight. It would make this a place not for fallen nobles and starving paupers to run to, but the home of an elite fighting force gloriously defending Ishgard from the Dravanian onslaught."
Yeah, keep huffing that copium, dude.
But, Jen, quote continues, "This is but one step in a much greater plan. And it was a step that someone like Sir Aymeric, someone far removed from the actual fighting itself, is not able to take. Step by step, we can change Ishgard for the better. That is my goal. Awkward. Either, Jen, this is like an extreme case of right hand, left hand for the writers of this thing, where the side quest writer did not know what was going on in the MSQ at the same time. They are like being extremely ironic here and painting this guy as like a tragic figure who's long-terming it.
Yes.
But actually his whole plan has been
pull the
upended.
Rug right out from underneath him.
Which I would accept more if there was some payoff to that. It just ends with him being, someday it will be better. There's no, at least unless there's like a future follow-up later on, there's no follow-up from here where he's like, welp, I guess my plans were foolish. Woe was me. It just ends with this feel-good, long-term, someday moment.
It's not, considering what we know, it's not, well, I mean, yeah, that's tough. He's going to need to rejigger his career
yes, he is.
aspirations. Yeah.
But to not leave off on a sour note, here's a couple of short, fun quests. First off, we check in with the leader of the Convictors, Jantalo. He wants us to help him with his latest scheme. He wants me to go kill some mobs up on the raised glacier. When I do so, he informs me that with the area cleaned out, he can move forward with his surefire plan for success. He's going to dig up the dragon corpses frozen in the glacier and convince everyone he killed them himself.
Bro.
He'll be heralded as the greatest dragon slayer in the land. Just you wait, you pompous nobles.
Oh, I feel like we'd be able to easily discern a dragon killed in combat versus one who's been frozen for like a decade or so.
It's a sure thing, Jen. Surefire plan.
Okay.
Can't miss.
Okay.
There's another non-convictor quest in the far northeast of the zone by the frozen lake. There's an older man who is a holdout from before the calamity. He used to have a business salvaging and reselling rigging to ships before the water all froze. But he is sure it's going to melt, and when it does, he's going to be in on the ground floor of this water-bound commerce.
Oh my god.
And that's all. Those are the main stories of the day.
Well,
that's all I got, Jen.
So
now, any final comments from Jen?
Isn't Hilda super awesome?
She is super awesome. Good talk.
Yeah, really amazing character. We don't get a lot of her.
Spoilers, Jen.
But this is exciting. Again, we thought, Sir Aymeric is going to talk to his dad, and his dad is going to be like, you know what, son? You're right. I will turn in my Pope hat and open it up to like free and open elections, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, nope. So yeah, now Sir Aymeric, our beloved, being held in the vault. Half the Temple Knights are guarding him. But we've got Hilda, we've got the revolutionaries. It's time. Well, soon, but I mean, you're going to make us do other stuff until we get back to the MSQ. But then it's time.
Next time is the vault, Jen.
Oh, we're not peppering in. That's after. Okay, got it. Nope, it's time. Okay, it's time. It's officially time. Holy shit.
We're not going to let him stew for that long.
Well, that would be messed up.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, well, good. Just rolling, rocking and rolling.
Speaking of, please rock and roll us out.
Oh. And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. And by the way, you can find me on Criminal Connections 40-something. I'm the one holding a giant cloud cutter in all my photos. If you want to get in touch with me, you can at podreturn. That's an incredible face. podreturnffxiv at gmail.com. We're also on Blue Sky at podreturnffxiv. And I checked the show notes for two things. One, our Discord, which is super awesome. It's full of delightful people. We would love to have you. And two, our t-shirts can be found at the TeePublic link in the notes. And we've got Anne's shirt on there that Levi did the design for, and it's real cute. So give it all, put your eyeballs on it. And last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And for $1 a month, you get access to the seasonal events from Final Fantasy XIV, all the kind of peripheral things related to Final Fantasy XIV, the card game, Magic the Gathering, the tabletop RPG, etc. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.